Hey everybody, how you doing today? Hopefully your week has been well, and I want to give you a couple words of encouragement to help you push through and persevere throughout the remainder of the week and end it on a good note. And this is my motivational minute. I do have this YouTube channel. It is underneath my name, Aaron Lassiter, and I would like for you all to like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications, and comment on the post because I want to be able to influence everyone and allow us to reach out true lovers in life. Now here's the quote. Today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities. So, remember what you did in the past to know where you've been, to know where you can go. So sometimes what we do is we forget as a people what we've really accomplished. Sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back. Sometimes you gotta give yourself a hand clap because you've literally overcome a lot of things to get to where you are. You are a conqueror. You have to see what you actually conquered in your life in order for you to move forward. Sometimes we don't see it, right? Sometimes we don't look back to see our accomplishments. And sometimes we really need to do that because we forget who we are from time to time. You forget what you've been through, you forget who you are, and sometimes you need a person to remind you you are amazing. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. So remember what you've been through in the past to know who you are. Yesterday's things that you've been through are so important. So important. Yesterday's impossibilities. You know, you really thought that you wasn't going to graduate. You thought you wasn't going to get that house. You thought you wasn't going to get that car. You thought you wasn't going to accomplish that goal. You whatever you thought, right? That was yesterday's impossibilities. And that's today's accomplishments because you accomplished something. You did something that you thought that you couldn't do. You overcame something. You overcame obstacles that you thought that would stay permanent in your path. No. You figured out a way to get over it and you did. Whatever you had to do, you made sure you did it just because you are a conqueror. Remember who you are. Remember where you come from. Remember what you've done. You didn't just do this. You didn't just happen to be here. You went through some things, right? Remember those things that you did. You thought that you couldn't do those things. You thought that you wouldn't be able to figure out exactly how to survive after heartbreak. You figured that you didn't know how to survive after getting let go from a job. You thought that you couldn't figure out how to survive when you got with a repossession, with any of these things that happen, right? But you accomplished something. But you attained to greatness. But you overcame something and you made sure that something happened for yourself regardless of whatever circumstances that you've been through, you made it. I applaud you. Congratulations, because you did it. You made sure that things happened. You made sure that your path was the right one for you to choose. And again, you thought that it was impossible. You thought that you couldn't have made it. You thought that you weren't smart enough. You weren't bright enough. You weren't funny enough. You weren't tall enough. You were too short. You weren't the right size. This wasn't the right time. Whatever it is that you thought in life, you overcame those obstacles and you stand here with accomplishments from yesterday's impossibilities. So again, I applaud you. I applaud where you are because sometimes you forget the things that you went through. And again, remember that you are a conqueror. Remember that you are great. Remember that although you have been through something, that was the emphasis word, through it. It didn't stop you. It didn't slow you down. It might have slowed you down a little bit, but it didn't prevent you from moving forward, regardless of those things. So again, today's accomplishments are yesterday's impossibilities because other people might have told you that you weren't able to do it. Other people might have told you that you can't do it. Other people might have told you that it's too much. But these are your accomplishments today because you did the impossible prior. You made those things exactly what you needed to do in order for you to be great. Sometimes obstacles come in your path for you to redirect yourself and for you to figure out what it is that you really want to do and how you're going to do it. So at the end of the day, you can look back and say, you know what? I thought that I would never survive after this. I thought that this was going to stop me from being great. I just knew this was going to prevent me from moving forward. And those impossibilities that you went through are part of your success story, are accomplishments now, are things that you can look at and you can say with full clarification that, look, I won't allow anything to stop me from where I'm going and what I'm doing in life. I will not allow myself to stop. I may be slowing down just a little bit, but I will not allow myself to be stopped regardless of anything that's going on in my life. You have to make that decree now. You have to understand what you've been through, that you thought that you couldn't get over, that you have gotten over it. You are accomplished. You are doing great things. And I'm with you and I applaud you. Ma'am, sir, I applaud you. I applaud you all because you have made something happen that you didn't think happened. I applaud you and I want you to keep going. This right here is my motivational minute. I would like for you all to like, share, subscribe. And again, at the end of the day, you move forward, you move with greatness, and you keep on going regardless of what you thought that you couldn't get through. Remember, today's accomplishments are yesterday's impossibilities. So, what are you going to do today that may seem impossible, but you're going to get through it and you're going to be better? I'll see you next week.